Dr. Elena strolled down the corridor, her hands illustrating her words with animated gestures. As the head physician, part of her responsibility involved mentoring the new batch of medical students for the year. Today marked the commencement of a fresh group of hopefuls. Dr. Elena, as usual, initiated the day with a comprehensive tour of the hospital premises. While not as opulent as the medical centers in the heart of the Federation, this facility, nestled within Zadha territory, served as the closest Type 1 trauma center to the active war zone. It wasn't a cushy posting for any medical student seeking to coast through their residency. The pressure exerted by the influx of casualties, even from minor skirmishes, often proved too much for many. Survival here was akin to a sink or swim scenario. Those who made it through, with one even narrowly escaping a run-in with a Zahatine raider, found themselves well prepared for roles aboard warships or in other trauma centers. Completing the tour of the trauma intake facility, Dr. Elena turned to address the students. This station boasts 25 trauma rooms, identical to the one we just visited, she explained. On quieter days, they manage most cases from initial intake to transfer to other hospital areas. Pausing to emphasize her point, she continued, "However, during accidents or battles, patients are stabilized here and then swiftly sent to surgery for further treatment." She then highlighted the efficiency of their patient transfer system, which ensured faster treatment and recovery, minimizing patient loss while awaiting care. Dr. Elena's voice swelled with pride as she recounted the station's achievements. Following the Battle of Gerardin IV, we treated 250,000 casualties within 48 hours, boasting an impressive 98% survival rate. Memories of the chaos flooded her mind. The cacophony of cries in multiple languages, the stench of blood and burnt flesh clinging to her lab coat, and the solemn task of making space for more wounded. It was an experience etched in her memory, one that earned commendations for the entire station staff. "Dr. Malin, are you all right?" One of the medical students inquired with concern. "I apologize. I was lost in thought," she responded, feeling a tinge of embarrassment for her momentary distraction. As they traversed through the corridors, passing empty psychiatric patient rooms, they arrived at a door secured with a code. "Medical students aren't granted access here unless accompanied by a senior physician or escorted by guards," she explained, nodding towards the vigilant Yogath guards stationed nearby. She enjoyed observing the students' apprehensive reactions to the restricted area. "Why is that section off limits?" a student asked. "This is the human psychiatric treatment area," Dr. Malin explained. The mention of humans behind the door stirred murmurs among the students, recognizing the potential dangers. Approaching the desk where a human doctor and Yogath orderlies were stationed, Dr. Malin greeted Dr. Saunders. "How's the day treating you, Dr. Saunders?" she inquired. After exchanging pleasantries, Dr. Saunders briefed them on the patient count and treatment protocols. Dr. Saunders led the group through the facility, explaining each compartment's purpose, from treatment rooms to individual patient quarters equipped with comforting amenities. He elucidated on the advancements in human mental health care, acknowledging the occasional slip through the system, necessitating facilities like theirs. "In a combat zone, we mainly receive patients from psychic attacks or those requiring respite from the front lines," Dr. Saunders explained, gesturing towards one of the patient rooms. Acknowledging Dr. Valandra's contributions, "The esteemed physician's team has played a crucial role in enhancing our capacity to address psychological issues as they arise. The Othran's telepathic abilities have proven invaluable in mitigating the effects of psychic warfare." Dr. Valandra interjected, "Humans possess inherent resistance to most psychic abilities, rendering them immune to all but the most potent psionic assaults." Dr. Smith added, "This resistance is both a blessing and a curse. It means that attacks must be significantly more powerful to affect the average human mind. Fortunately, any adverse effects from these assaults are typically short-term, allowing us to provide effective treatment here," Dr. Valandra reassured. One of the medical students raised a tentacle, querying, "If humans are resistant to psionics, what treatment methods are employed?" Dr. Valandra smiled. "An excellent question. Sometimes they simply require therapeutic dialogue to address the issue. Others may need additional support, such as medication or subtle psychic interventions." Several students raised appendages in response, recalling, "But weren't we told psychic therapy couldn't be used on humans?" Dr. Valandra clarified, "As I mentioned, humans are resistant to most psionic abilities, but minimal intrusion can allow for indirect usage. For instance, we can't directly induce calmness or sleep, but we can create a calming atmosphere through psychic projection, like simulating the ambiance of a serene location." "That's precisely why 2 of our patients are here," Dr. Smith added, leading the group to an open door where a human named Mike awaited. "Certainly, here's a more detailed rewrite." One of the cadets raised a hand, curiosity evident in their expression. "What are IFF signals?" Recognizing the need for explanation, Mike, the seasoned veteran, leaned forward. "IFF stands for Identify Friend or Foe. It's a crucial system designed to prevent friendly fire incidents, although it's not always foolproof," he elucidated. Mike paused, collecting his thoughts before continuing. "So, we were holed up in the ship, waiting for the perfect moment. As the Zorth invaders breached the hull, we struck, catching them off guard in the dimly lit confines. Our initial assault took down several of them, but they retaliated fiercely, driving us further into the ship's interior." His voice grew somber as he recounted the chaos. In the darkness, it was a blur of frenzied combat. Strikes landed blindly, senses overwhelmed, and confusion reigned as we grappled with unseen foes. A distant look crossed Mike's face, momentarily lost in his memories until a reassuring touch brought him back. Regaining composure, he pressed on. "I can't recall how long the fighting lasted. It felt like an eternity. Then, amidst the chaos, a grenade detonated, throwing me against a bulkhead. As consciousness ebbed, the shrill warning of a suit breach pierced through my disorientation. Panicked, I fumbled to locate the breach in the frigate. Thin air of ballast, I. Eventually, I awoke to the flicker of emergency lights, the aftermath of battle laid bare. Medics moved among the carnage, extracting the wounded, both allies and enemies intertwined in death. In the midst of the horror, I witnessed engineers turned soldiers holding the line, their valor undiminished even in the face of overwhelming odds. Mike's voice trembled slightly as he concluded, "That ship, those corridors, they haunt my dreams to this day." The group fell silent, absorbing the weight of his words, until Dr. Suriella gently redirected their attention. "Let's resume the tour." But one student's curiosity lingered, prompting a revelation about another patient, Sergeant William Danvers. Dr. Saunders led them to a monitor displaying the stoic figure of Sergeant Danvers, confined to a padded room, his scars a testament to battles fought and lost. "He rarely responds," Dr. Saunders explained, his mind trapped in the horrors of war. As questions arose about Sergeant Danvers' condition, Dr. Saunders detailed the tragic incident on Yellen 2, where Sergeant Danvers inadvertently took innocent lives amidst the chaos of combat. Dr. Suriella interjected, shedding light on the duality of human nature, capable of great empathy and bravery, yet vulnerable to the burdens of trauma. She emphasized the enduring toll of war on the human psyche, exemplified by Sergeant Danvers's perpetual nightmare, a poignant reminder of the cost of conflict. As they departed, the cadets carried with them not only a deeper understanding of war's complexities but also a newfound appreciation for the resilience of the human spirit, forged amidst the crucible of battle.